So guys, hello and a warm welcome everybody back here on my YouTube channel Flames, and as you can see we are here back on HLTV, new pick as always I gonna make a video about, and this time it is the pick for the IEM Chicago event with Liquid, Vitality, and G2, Heroic, MIBR, Renegades and Envy in attendance. And yeah, so last event was pretty good by picking Nuff, Unleash and Twists, and yeah, so that's why I've just decided to do it again. Yeah, so this is again something like a smurfing event for them. I think the only threat in this tournament is gotta be Vitality, because I'm not really convinced ENCE is able to win this tournament, because they haven't played so well in Cologne, and I don't know why it should change now for the IEM Chicago event. And yeah, so I think this could be a go through again for Liquid, and yeah, also because they have to win 6 events now for the Inter Grand Slam. So it is very likely that they will prepare even better for this event, maybe. And yes, so yeah, they have to take those easy tournament wins for sure, and so they will prepare, and I think they will go through again. As I already mentioned, then I found a new power pick. Instead of Debs, this time I can pick Zeus. Yeah, okay. Zeus is just a coach, and I'm really sorry to see him if he plays bad, because he's a great coach at all, and always if a coach has to play in a team as a stand-in because a player can play or doesn't want to, it's always hard to see, honestly, because those guys are getting hate in the chat afterwards, while they haven't played competitive CS for like years, and this is pretty hard, and I think not really deserved. They are doing their best, but they just can't get those years of training the other players had, for example, and you can't just make this up in like 2 seconds. You can't just make and it works, and this is something people have to understand. And still, he is a cheap pick. He will be the new pick, of course, but there's nothing against him personally. As I mentioned, it is just normal that he can play on the level the others are playing at. So, and my other player was Gratisfaction. Renegades could reach the playoffs, but they don't have to. This is gonna be a fight between ENCE, G2, Renegades, and Heroic, something like that. And yeah, so one of those is gonna be going through, beside Liquid, Vitality, I think, they are pretty sure. And then the last 2 spots are gonna be played out between those. And yeah, so this is the team, and I will just click on buy team, and as always, I will pick the rolls plus the first round boosters. Yeah, the first round boosters are okay. So Liquid is playing against Envy in the first round, and yeah, so Renegades was playing. Oh, fuck off. Preparation 10 out of 10. Write it into the comment section below. I am Chicago. Upcoming matches. Yeah, so MIBR is playing against G2 and Renegades against ENCE, right? I forgot it. I just watched it 10 seconds before I started the video, so yeah, you can blame me as much as you want. Yeah, so the easy role picture is gotta be giving one of the Liquid players the IGL, of course, because as I mentioned, they will go through, in my opinion. And this time it was again for Nuff. Then the best player for me is Leash at the moment, so he gets the Stat Hunter, and the Headshot Machine is going to Twists again. Twists, I think he gave me all the games 10 points with the Headshot Machine, if I'm not wrong, in the last one. But yeah, I don't want to talk shit now, but I thought it was the only one who gave me plus 10 in every game. Yeah, so this was pretty cool. And yeah, the main offer is of course Gratisfaction. I already mentioned it in the last video how it's gonna be, and the new role was already clear that it's gonna be Zeus. And yeah, so that's it with the roles. I think those are pretty understandable. And yeah, so let's get to the boosters. As I've already mentioned, Naf and company is playing against Envy, and yeah, so the top of the scoreboard player is always hard to predict, just because if you play against a lower tier opponent, for example, you don't know, because there's always like, oh, also Nitro could step up, have a good game against them, and yeah, this is pretty hard to predict if they play against lower tier teams. If they would play in Astralis, of course, the best player would be at the top of the scoreboard, and yeah, so. But Alicia's in the top form in the last couple of months, in the year in general. Maybe, just maybe, if Liquid keeps winning and winning, he could be a number 1 to 5 contender, or he is, of course, a top 5 player this year. Maybe a top 1 to 3. Something between this is gotta be pretty likely for him. And yes, Simple hasn't played that many events this year as well, so I could maybe think about the leash being the first one. Yeah, and then win 8 rounds in a row in regulation time, because those are best of threes and they play 2 maps at least. I think it is pretty likely that Liquid will just win 8 rounds in a row against Envy. This shouldn't be impossible for them. Then the next one is the Avenger, the 5 or more trade kills. I've just picked it for twists because he's often surviving not so many deaths per round. Like he got like 0 0.5 and 0 0.6 less than Alicia enough. And so he's pretty much the one surviving and clutching and making the kills at the end, which are all considered trade frags if they killed a teammate before. And this is a pretty safe booster, I would say. And yeah, then next booster, bottom of scoreboard. As sorry as I already mentioned it, I'm sorry for Zeus, but it is very likely that he's gotta be at the bottom of the scoreboard, and so I've picked Zeus at the bottom of the scoreboard player. Afterwards, greatest faction, I have chosen, just from this what I have seen, that he's gotta be the best in the pistol round on the map. And yeah, I think Oppers, for me personally, Oppers seem to be like the best pistol players. Even though you have somebody like Edward or Dennis who are great at the USP as well, but also there are many Oppers having good pistol rounds just because it's the secondary and they don't have the rifle too often, and so they have to defend themselves with the pistol very much. And so they just train it. I saw that myself. Maybe I'm not really the right comparisons to those, but yeah, just if I look at my play, I'm a pretty good pistol player as an Opper, and so on my low tier shit it is working. And also some high tier Oppers, like for example Guardian, or okay, Simple is a beast with any weapon you give him in his hands, but Simple is also a great pistol player and so on, and this is something that came to my mind somehow. And yeah, so I've decided to pick him as the best pistol player at all, and I've talked too much again, I know, but sometimes there are just some words coming into my mind I want to talk about and so on. And yeah, I think that's it for the video actually. And if you liked it, as always, leave a like, leave a subscription, and click on the bell icon if you never want to miss any video again of me. And so I would say we will see us in the next video, and ciao.